Hello me gorgeous people, how all doing? I hope life is treating you very well. So I'm bringing back a video that I used to do quite a long time ago, and they were really popular on my channel, where I would go to different makeup counters, get my makeup done, and we would sit and review it after. So I'm going to be doing that video today, and today I'm going to be going into Harrods Beauty. I feel like it is the place for all the makeup counters, and they've got some really good brands there. So of course, if I'm going to do this video, I want to do it with a brand that I feel like is quite so I'm going to be going to get a major makeover, as it's called, and this is from MCGRATH. I feel like that's how you pronounce the name. Sorry if it's not, I'm dyslexic as fuck, we're just going to ignore that. But I am really intrigued. I don't really know what their makeup style is. I don't really know what to expect, but yeah, without further ado, I feel like we should go and see what happens. Off I trotted to Harrods Beauty in the Metro Centre. There she is in all her glory. I love the pink there because it's exciting times once you get inside. Now, this is the products that she had laid out for us for the appointment. I was a little bit nervous because it's not colours that I would usually use, but she said that she wanted us to do a look inspired by Victoria's Secret, because I think MCGRATH had just done like Victoria's Secret models makeup or something. I'm not really into the Victoria's Secret models or anything, so I don't really have a clue, but I was like, okay, do what you want, girl. I didn't have a particular preference for this makeup look, so I did just let the makeup artist take the lead and do what she kind of felt for my features. And again, because I don't have much experience with the MCGRATH brand, I thought it was really good for her just to have a play around with the products and do what she felt would work for me. As most makeup artists do, she started off with my eyes, concealed them to pop that base down, and then also went in with the shadows to give me my shadow look. We had a bit of a brief discussion on what I would usually go for, and I did say that I usually am drawn to browns and stuff, but I do think that she wanted to do something different to my usual makeup. The colours in the palette she'd already laid out were very like pinky toned, and I was a little bit nervous because they're not colours that I'm usually drawn to when I do my own makeup. I feel like I tend to stick to a really light inner corner and then fade it with a brown, but I don't go much darker than that, and I don't experiment much with makeup. I think that's another reason I love getting my makeup done, because I love to see what other people would do and how they think my face would look good. MCGRATH, I feel like, is really interesting, and she is actually known as one of the most widely known makeup artists in the world, often referred to as one of the most influential makeup artists as well. The makeup from MCGRATH is known to be that glowy glass skin kind of effect and give you that lush glow, but I feel like they are also known for a bold use of colour with shimmer. And I don't know about anybody else, but when I think of the MCGRATH makeup, I do think very editorial style. One thing I did notice when I was getting my makeup done is the packaging of all of the makeup and skincare looked so luxurious. Like, honestly, the packaging is gorgeous. Now, I am a gal who's a bit of a sucker for packaging, but it did look stunning, and as someone who hasn't played around with much of their makeup, I was kind of sold by the packaging. I was like, I do want to play with it a bit. MCGRATH was also the first makeup artist in history to receive a DBE. Did you know this? Because I didn't know this until I got my makeup done, and I was actually informed. Rosie, who done my makeup, told us, and I was like, what the hell? Like, I didn't know. And she was awarded this by Queen Elizabeth II, and I feel like that is such an achievement. Go girl. Anyway, enough of me spewing facts from Google. Back to the makeup. So as you can see here, we've gone for quite a dark eye. Now, like I said, I love other people doing my makeup because I think it really is just like a chance for me to see different colours on my face as to what I would usually do myself. Rosie asked if I had any areas on my face that were particularly oily, and I did say my forehead can get like that bit oily and sweaty, so she did prime that area but didn't prime the rest of my face because she said that it would give it extra grip on that area where needed. We colour matched myself, and of course I was a pale shade. I'm not 100% sure what shade we actually used, but I do know it was one of the light shades because, gals, I got no tan on us at the minute. Really interesting about the foundation. So Rosie did say that it can be used in 3 ways. If you apply it with your hands, you're going to get more of a very light CC kind of coverage. If you apply it with your brush, you're going to get that more of that foundation coverage, but still very light, but then you can obviously build the coverage up as well. So I thought that was really interesting to note that it's not naturally a high coverage foundation, but you can build it up to be high coverage. Rosie said a lot of the makeup is made to kind of give you that in-person filter, so when you look at your face, you do kind of feel like you've got a real life filter on your face, which I thought was really interesting, and I didn't know that that was a part of how MCGRATH was, to be honest. I feel like my makeup style when I'm doing it at home, I always like a good contour. I like a kind of more bronzy look, and I am into the blush trend. Like, I do wear the blush these days, but it's not my preference, whereas I do feel like this makeup look was heavily brushed, which was quite different for me to get used to because, like I said, it's not something I would usually do. Anyway, she went in and concealed my under eye, making sure we get rid of them bags because, girls, I feel like I had big deep ones today, so the concealer was needed. It's £65 to get your makeup done at the counter, but this is obviously, like most makeup counters, you do get to then spend this on product. So technically the makeup's free because you're getting the product value worth on what you spend. I believe this was about a half an hour to 40-minute makeover. I didn't exactly look at the time when we finished, so sorry about that, but it wasn't too long. I don't feel like I was there too long. One thing I would note is every time I get my makeup done from a makeup counter, they never put eyelashes on, like false eyelashes. So if you do like that full glam, if you're like going on a night out or something and you want eyelashes, I'm not sure if any makeup counters actually do eyelashes. Let us know if you do, because I'd really be intrigued to try one that does. After foundation, it then was quite a lot of powder product. So the bronzer she used was powder. Now I always contour with a liquid. I love my liquid bronzer, but this is not what we got on this one. It was all powdered bronzer, and as you can see, what I like about this foundation is you can still see my skin texture, which I don't actually hate. I feel like throwing it back a few years ago, I would have absolutely hated the fact that the texture was still like showing through on my skin because I wanted that full coverage. But nowadays I am a little bit more here for that natural coverage where it still looks like skin. Like I said earlier, this look was very heavily blushed, and then we went in with the mascara. Mascaras and me have a love-hate relationship. I only like one mascara that I use at home, and it's that Hamish brand, which I've talked about loads on my channel if you watchers. I get it off Amazon, but it's the only mascara, I tell you, that does not smudge on me. So unfortunately, I'm sad to tell you that this did smudge throughout the day on my eyes. I just have hooded eyes, I have long eyelashes, and they just smudge. Every mascara, apart from the one I use, smudges on us. But it was really nice and lengthening, so if you're not likely to get a smudge, then this was really nice and lengthening on my eyelashes. She also finished the shadow off by putting some under my eye, and I really do like this because I feel like it makes my eyeshadow like actually pop, and my eye colour really pop as well. And this is something that as of recent I've started to do at home. Now I had a little look to look at the colours, and I really liked the makeup. I was actually quite shocked at like how different it was to what I would usually do. For the lip, she kind of like outlined my lip with the lipstick and then went with like a big fluffier brush to actually do the lipstick. Now this was really interesting, and I feel like it gave the makeup, the lipstick, sorry, a more muted tone, which I actually didn't hate. Why do I look like an absolute gorm here? I'm just like staring into the air. God forbid anyone passed us and looked at us that I think, God, she looks friendly, doesn't she? I look so weird here. The lip gloss she used on my lips smelled absolutely amazing. It had like such a nice kind of, I would say like kind of like it felt very like creamy, like a very creamy scent to me. There, as you can see on the screen now, this is the fluffier brush where you can see the colour was like muted down, which I really liked. And it's not like a technique that I use at home, but I definitely would look to do this to see if it like mutes a colour down if you want more of an ombre look maybe. I feel like that's what she's doing. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel like that's what the aim was with this. And then she used a Q-tip to put the gloss on. Now I opted for a more pigment gloss over a kind of clear gloss, but it had like a shimmer of like purple in it, which I thought was really pretty. Because I am a gloss girl, I often some days like put on my lipstick and I'm like, should I leave it here? But I can't. I always top it with a gloss. I don't know what it is. I'm just like gloss through and through. I think it's because I am more of a glowy makeup girl, so I really like that like glow. Then she finished it off with a setting spray, and what she also did with the setting spray is patted it onto my cheeks and said it gives like that glass glow that like stays on your skin, which I did not know this. And she did say that it's only the Pat McGrath like setting spray that does this, but I thought that was so interesting. And guys, this is the finished look. Let us know what you think. I feel like I really like the colour match. I feel like it's a perfect colour match and not too dark, which I have had counters do before, like put us too dark of a foundation. This is what it looks like. I never wear glitter as well, so I'm a little bit like, oh my god. She's done some shadow underneath as well. Now she's gone very blush, whereas I feel like when I'm doing my makeup, I'm naturally more bronze. I don't know why. It's just like my preference on me, but honestly, I'm not mad at it. And I feel like it's so interesting to get people to do your makeup and use colours and products and do different shapes on your face that you wouldn't usually do. And I feel like that's the beauty of getting your makeup done and trying all these different counters, is to just see what their preference is on your face and what they would do. She's also done my eyebrows as well, quite like natural, whereas when I'm doing them, I try and like block them a little bit and make them more square. But when I was speaking to Rosie, she was like, I feel like you've got the shaped face where to keep your eyebrows more natural. And you know what? I feel like, yeah, I feel like this looks a vibe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know which counter I should go to next to get my makeup done. If you want this to be a series that I do, or bring it back like I used to do and go around all the northeast counters to get the makeup done. But this is it. This is the finished product. Let me know your thoughts. I'll zoom you in as close as I can so you can have a good look at us. We're a bit up close and personal. You can see me moustache here, can't you? Right, back off a little bit. Back off a little bit. I feel like my eye colour is popping. Oh, she popping. Right, anyway, I'm going to love and leave you, and hopefully I'll see you for another video very, very soon. If you've got any other makeup related videos you would like us to do, let us know by giving this one a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below what video you want to see next. But without further ado, I'm going to head off, and I'll see you soon. Bye!